The following clip is presented to you by The Extreme Life of Matt Hardy, available every Friday wherever you get your podcasts and at extremehardy.com. So he debuts in ECW on April 8th, 1995 at Three-Way Dance, and right away he wins the World Television Championship against Too Cold Scorpio. You talk about two incredibly talented guys, Too Cold Scorpio and Eddie Guerrero in a debut match there. That's the essence of that high-flying style that ECW really owned in on, and he'd go on to...
But you look at current day, I mean, that's where today's current style is.
Right, exactly.
They were ahead of their time because it is what wrestling became.
A lot of this episode is going to be about influence because Eddie is really right there laying that foundation for a lot of what we see today. Mm-hmm. And so much so that he'd go on to have a ton of matches in ECW with Dean Malenko.
Yeah.
A technician who influenced a lot of today's technicians. So you're seeing that influence still very much resonate today. And the matches that Dean and Eddie had put them on the radar for WCW. You mentioned in our ECW episode, available in our archives, extremehardy.com, that you loosely had your finger on the pulse of ECW at the time. Do you remember seeing any of those Malenko Guerrero matches or hearing about those Malenko Guerrero matches?
Yes. Yeah. Jeff and I, we love those matches. They were awesome. And I will say this, I can't tell you how many people from the indies, like from Dean Malenko and Eddie Guerrero, when they would do like up, hurricanrana, over, cover, roll through, boom, fish out of water. I mean, that sequence was stolen and became famous on the indies in the 90s because of those two. And Jeff and I, we borrowed a lot of Dean Malenko versus Eddie Guerrero stuff and also Rey Mysterio versus Psychosis stuff. So, yeah, they were heavily influential, not only on pro wrestling, but on myself and my brother.